Hey everyone, welcome back to JSD Vlogs. Today we're diving into some intense geopolitical news that's making waves across the world, especially in Asia. We're talking about the recent statement from US Admiral Samuel Paparo about the possibility of US ships escorting Philippine vessels on resupply missions in the South China Sea. Yep, you heard that right. This is a big deal. Let's break it down. First off, let's get some context. The South China Sea is one of the most contested regions in the world, with China claiming nearly all of it as its own. This claim, however, overlaps with the territorial waters of several other countries, including the Philippines, Malaysia, Vietnam, and even Taiwan. The area is not just strategically important, it's also a vital trade route where over $3 trillion in goods pass through every year. Recently, tensions have been rising between China and the Philippines, especially around the Second Thomas Shoal, a hotly contested area where the Philippines has a beached naval ship. China has been increasingly assertive, using what are known as gray zone tactics, coercive actions that stop just short of open conflict. Now, with the US considering escorting Philippine vessels, we're seeing a potential shift in the dynamics of this regional power struggle. So why is the US getting involved? Well, it's all about alliances and treaties. The US and the Philippines have a mutual defense treaty dating back to 1951. Under this treaty, the US is obliged to defend the Philippines in case of an armed attack. Admiral Paparo's remarks about the possibility of US ships escorting Philippine vessels is a clear signal that the US is willing to stand by this commitment, especially as tensions escalate in the South China Sea. But it's not just about sticking to old agreements. This move is also about sending a strong message to China. The US won't tolerate aggressive actions against its allies, especially in such a strategically crucial area. And let's be real, this is likely to irritate Beijing, which has already dismissed the 2016 International Tribunal ruling that invalidated its expansive claims in the South China Sea. Now, what about the Philippines? Interestingly, Philippine military chief Romeo Brawner has said that while the country prefers to run these missions on its own, they are not ruling out the possibility of working with the US or even other like-minded nations if necessary. This shows that while the Philippines is determined to assert its sovereignty, it is also pragmatic about the challenges it faces against a much more powerful adversary. Philippine Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro also made an important point. The Mutual Defense Treaty should be interpreted broadly to deal with what he calls a dynamic and cunning adversary. That's a pretty clear reference to China's gray zone tactics, and it shows the Philippines' growing concern over China's activities in the region. Teodoro went as far as to call China the biggest disruptor of peace in the South China Sea, urging other nations to join in condemning China's actions. So, what does this all mean for the bigger picture? For one, it underscores the importance of international alliances in maintaining regional stability. The US potentially stepping in to escort Philippine vessels is a show of strength that could either deter further Chinese aggression or escalate tensions even further. It also highlights the precarious position of smaller nations like the Philippines, which are caught in the middle of this great power rivalry. But there's another layer to this. What about other nations with claims in the South China Sea? Countries like Vietnam, Malaysia, and Indonesia are watching closely. If the US starts escorting Philippine vessels, it could set a precedent that these countries might want to follow, which could further complicate the situation. In conclusion, the idea of US ships escorting Philippine resupply missions in the South China Sea is a significant development that could reshape the balance of power in the region. It's a story that's still unfolding, and we'll have to wait and see how China, the Philippines, and other regional players react. What's clear though is that the South China Sea remains one of the most volatile flashpoints in global geopolitics. So what do you think? Is the US right to consider this move, or is it a risky escalation? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on this and other important issues. Until next time, stay informed. Thanks for watching everyone. Keep an eye on the South China Sea developments. This is a situation that's going to have long-lasting implications. See you in the next video.